All right, we are live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Shannon. How are you this morning?
I
You got
am doing great. How are you doing, Sid?
good. You got your not so piping hot coffee. It just looks really, really hot.
It is crazy.
It's just really, really cold in her room. So, as it says.
Yeah, I don't have like nerves of steel. It's just but I am amazed how it looks on camera. Like
Yeah,
that is crazy.
yeah, it looks piping hot. It looks like undrinkable.
But I am such a wimp when it comes to that. Like if I stop at the gas station and get a coffee, I always put ice cubes into my cup first so that I can pour the coffee in and drink the coffee right away. So
Yeah, I'm more of a, it doesn't matter what time of the year it is, give me cold coffee. Cold coffee is,
serious.
yeah, cold coffee it is. Now, there's occasional times that I do like hot coffee, but I
Hmm.
prefer cold coffee.
Well, I mean, iced coffee does have its attributes for sure.
I like my coffee with just creamer. So
Hmm.
I feel like when it's cold, it kind of enhances the flavor of the creamer versus the hot coffee kind of eh,
Yeah,
dulls
I
it.
can see that.
So that's why I like cold coffee. Well, today's live is going to be a little short from what we normally do. You guys, if there is anybody here in the chat, um, I've got some things that we've got planned today. One being pictures, and then we're doing our little thing in town. So today's live, I'm going to try to keep it at the maximum 45 minutes. Um, Do you have anything planned, Shannon, for today or this weekend?
I have to get some filming done because I I have been uh I have been feeling like a little stretched thin just kind of with work and the holidays and this is like if I say this, I don't know if I'll sound crazy, but I'm like pre-tired for next week.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired already just
No, I get
thinking about what's going on. So
right.
um I've got to do a little bit of filming and then I don't think you guys probably have this cookie because I think it's a regional thing, but here in Iowa there's something called kringla and I will send you a photo later. So it is supposedly like a Norwegian type of cookie, but like actual Norwegian people are like, I don't know what this is. So it's like, I think it was like all the Norwegian immigrants that kind of settled in like the northern Iowa, southern Minnesota area. But
Hmm.
you make this dough and it's very sticky, and you have to stick it in the refrigerator, make the dough like the next day, and then you kind of make it like roll it out into a snake and then put it into a figure eight. So they're like little eights. And it's basically like flour, sugar, buttermilk. Well, and like your leavening ingredients and
Yeah.
stuff, but there's not a lot of flavor. And then you stick it in the oven and then you pull it out like right before it starts to get tan. So
Hmm.
it looks like it's not done. Like it looks like it's kind of a dough still. Um, but they're so tasty, and people here just love them. And if you've never seen one, you would be like, gross. I am not eating that raw cookie that isn't cooked all the way.
Hey, sometimes raw cookies are the best, especially when they're chocolate chip cookies. Like almost to the point where it's just straight up
I would
cookie.
agree with that. I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
That's when I used to work at Subway, and they would want us to put it in there until it was almost, rock hard. And us that knew and been there for a while, we knew exactly when to pull it out, and we know how people like most people like
Yes.
these. Well, there was one time the inspector came, and I had just pulled cookies out, and she's like, "You can't serve this." I was like, "Seriously." Nobody wants our rock solid cookie, but okay.
No.
It was cooked to the point where it could be served, but where it wasn't to their standards, it was like you can't serve that. And I'm like, I'm gonna serve them anyways.
Yeah,
Once you let
nobody wants like to break into one. Like you
yeah,
want it gooey.
exactly. especially chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
Yeah. Subway cookies, I love Subway cookies. They're like addicting. But yeah, I've got to do some baking tomorrow. My husband's work is having a like a breakfast dinner type thing.
Okay.
And so I figured I would make some pumpkin rolls, a red
Ooh.
velvet roll, and maybe I'm going to give my hands at shortbread cookies.
Okay.
So I
That'll
got
be good.
some baking to do.
I always have like, it's much like my crochet plans where I have like 10 things I want to do, and then I only accomplish like 3 of them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
got a whole list.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to do all that now. Yeah, I completely get that.
Oh, it is so cold up here in my yarn room. Like my nose is even like I feel like I'm just like huddled.
I think you need like a little space heater or something.
Well, and that's the thing. I've got one up here, but it makes a lot of noise. So I should have like preheated the room like an hour ahead of time if I was thinking.
It happens.
Yep, what's done is done.
Yeah, it happens. Now I see, I think, are you in the chat? Do you have it pulled up on your laptop?
I have it pulled up, but for some reason, I keep trying to click on the open panel button and it will not let me open it up to get into the live chat.
Okay.
And
Now,
I'm logged in, so I'm not sure what is going on.
I see that there is 5 people in the chat. I know one is myself. I just want to make sure that if you guys are in the chat, lurk away as much as you want to. But if you would be willing to let us know that you can hear us okay, that would be awesome. So that Shannon and I aren't just sitting here chit-chatting away and things aren't going so well. I do
Okay.
see, is that Marie's Crochet? Hi, Marie.
Okay, awesome.
I see Barbara. Thank you for coming in today. Today is just going to be a short live. If you didn't hear me say, I've got some things to do, and then Shannon's got some recording. I do see Meg. Good morning, Meg. How are you this morning? Thank you for coming in. Does anybody else have any plans for today or the weekend or for Christmas? You don't have to cook dinner for Christmas, do you? Like you did have.
You know what? I actually would have preferred to. I think it's easier to have stuff at my house, and then like I can get everything like pre-ready and and get stuff in crock pots, and then I can just chill.
Yeah.
But we're going to my in-laws, and so now I have to like get like 3 or 4 dishes prepared and then or like half prepared and then drive an hour and then finish preparing them. So
Yeah, that's always
I mean, it kind of makes me sound like a control freak, maybe. I don't know, but it's just easier to do it here and do everything.
Right, I gotcha. Meg said that she is at work, so yeah, that stinks.
I mean, technically it's plans, but maybe not the plans you want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, my husband, we were hoping he was going to get like a week off with where Christmas is on Wednesday, but they're going in on Monday to do like a little, like I said, breakfast type thing.
Yeah.
And then they got to go back to work on Thursday, work, I'm assuming a half a day on Friday, because usually they work a half day on Friday.
Okay.
I'm like,
what a weird week then.
Yeah, I'm like, can you just like not just give them a week off, because we got things to do around the house.
Yeah.
So
we're working Monday, taking Tuesday, Wednesday off, and then working Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. Just give those 2 extra days off,
Yeah.
Meg manages a retail store, so the busiest
time of the year. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you probably can't take any. I know when my husband worked at Walmart and he was an overnight coach, they weren't allowed to take days off from a year. So yeah, that always stinks.
Yeah,
Oh,
my friend Mandy manages a Carter's store.
mm,
Um, like little kids' clothes.
yeah,
And this is her first time doing like kids' clothes. She's always done like adult clothes and stuff like
yeah,
that. But yeah, she hasn't got to like come home for a Christmas for 3 decades. It's just that's just how it goes. She can get tons of time off at the 4th of July, but
oh
not now.
yeah. It always sucks. You kind of always miss out when you work in those times.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so thankful that he was able to get out of that because it was literally killing him.
Yeah.
He worked overnights. He would have to stay, well over his shift. Sometimes, like, he would go in at like 8 o'clock at night, and then we lived an hour away from where he was working, so that travel.
Oh,
And they would have him stay until I think they actually got in trouble for it because it was inventory, but they had him stay all the way up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
wow.
Yeah. So when he was supposed to get off at like 7, 8 o'clock. So
Yeah.
I think store manager got ripped for that one because he made sure to let district know that he was still there because
Yeah.
it was ridiculous, and it got to the point where there's times that they had to put him in I was about to say the hospital, not the hospital, in a hotel because
Oh, yeah.
he was there so late. It was freaking ridiculous. Absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's like there's good points and bad points about Walmart. I'm on the fence.
Yeah. Yeah. I worked there for about a year and a half. And I mean, it was okay. It paid pretty decent for the location that we were at, but
Mm-hmm.
it drained you really, really
Yeah.
quick. The
Yeah.
management, it, like anywhere, so it really depends on the management. And
Mm-hmm.
our managements, there was too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So,
Well, I think anytime you get such a humongous corporation, it's hard when you're kind of just a number. And
yeah. Well, hello, Bree Dazzle. How are you? Thank you for coming in today. We're just chit chatting a little bit, and um, let me know your name and where you're from because I have not seen you in the chat before.
So I've got this beautiful thing of yarn right here. I just purchased off of Etsy. I thought I'd show this off right here. I haven't made anything with it yet, but
Yeah.
I am so in love with this. So
All right. Hoping. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was hoping that the colors, where there was a few different colors in there, like the burgundy, there was an orange color, and like a little bit of like a brown greenish color was going to shine through a little bit more, but they kind of got all blended.
Oh no, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. So I love this.
Have you done anything with your other one?
No, I have not yet.
I have, which there will be a video on it. I'm trying to think what date it is. It's somewhere in February, like the first week of February. Not February, January. Of where I just bought some more fiber and some different dye colors so that I can do my Etsy shop. But you guys are going to pick the colors. So I know you're going through a lot mentally. You got anything new planned for the new year?
I've got a couple different things. I'm really working on doing more of my spinning stuff. I did get some more fiber and I shared it in my membership group. So I'm going to make a video just of my fiber. But I don't care. I just talk all the time, but I'll give away all the secrets of my videos so you don't have to watch the video, I guess. So I was super excited because I found, I love the Wool Warehouse over in the UK. And it turns out, like, if you don't pay for the really expensive DHL shipping, like if you just get their regular shipping option, it's under $7 to get it shipped. So I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
But if you go on there, one of their suppliers on Wool Warehouse is the World of Wool. And so I got a bunch of, so I sit in a wicker chair and I just got my sweater caught in the wicker chair.
You're having troubles putting your coffee somewhere.
That's because I was trapped. I'm going to grab this wool real quick.
Okay. And there is Nightbot working. If you would like to drop your link for your channel, just type Sweetpea and it will drop your link for you.
Yeah, so this is 100 grams of dyed merino, and it came in this like Mylar pack. I opened it up. Sorry, I know the light's on there. But 100 grams is like a huge section.
Mm-hmm.
So I paid, so that, you know, everything is in pounds and it gets converted to US dollars, but it was like $5.
That's not bad.
No,
I'm trying to, how many ounces would be 100?
It'd be about 3.5 ounces.
And that's for $5. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. And they had all these Shannon colors. Like I got rust, I got moss, I got brown. It was called like chocolate. But because I had bought like some cheaper wool just off of Amazon, because I was like, in case I screw it up, and I, you know, because I'm learning. But I felt like this stuff was so inexpensive. So I went to the World of Wool website and I was looking on there, and things are very inexpensive. But the shipping to go directly from the company was $40. So I will not be ordering directly from the World of Wool. I will be getting it from Wool Warehouse.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. I as much as I hate to be this way, I hate paying for shipping if I have to.
Yep.
I hate it. I mean, if I know the person, then yeah, I don't mind, because I know, like for me, for instance, helps out the, you know, the shop or whatever.
Yeah.
But like
when it's a giant company.
Yeah, no. I'm not paying $40 in shipping. Heck to the no.
Well, and I just lost my phone's still going. There we go. Sorry, I got sidetracked when I lost my everything on my computer. That's why I have never ordered from Ice Yarn. I know people love it. I have seen cool stuff on there. But yeah, I'm like, I can't, to me, my brain, even though the yarn is so cheap, I can't justify like $60 in shipping. My brain just cannot comprehend that.
It's funny that you were saying ice, because me and my mother-in-law, we were just talking about that, how you can get their, you know, a bundle for very, very cheap, but once you get to the shipping, it's
yes.
Yep.
So Meg is saying that she ordered from Wool Warehouse. It was 25% off of drops. And yeah, her shipping was just as good as mine. Drops is a brand that I can totally get behind. So the one thing that's different is because it is like a European brand, the skeins are tiny. They're like 50 grams. So they are tiny, and you have to be okay with that. But overall, like for the price for the type of fiber that you get, it is really great. And I am very tempted to order from Wool Warehouse the drops, but get it in like the cream color, the ones that like the natural, and see if I can dye it, because they have ones that are just like straight up wool, that, you know, not like a fiber mix or anything. Because for like a 50-gram ball, it's like $3, you know, of wool. So I'm like, I kind of want to maybe give it a try and see if that works or not.
If it's like a cream color, you should have no problem dyeing it. It might change the coloring a little bit, but you should have no problem dyeing it.
Yeah, so that's what I was hoping.
Yeah, I haven't done that, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people dye like different color wool or alpaca, and they don't, I mean, it changes the color a little bit, but they don't have any issues.
Okay, good.
So yeah, most of the fiber that I buy off of Etsy.
Okay.
Etsy is like my go-to place. So
Yep.
talking about like these different places where fiber and stuff, I'm like, ooh, I want to check it out, but like Etsy is my like go-to. That's let's see. This is a pound of wool, raw wool,
Okay.
processed. But I get from Shep's Wool. They're off of Etsy.
Okay.
And for a pound of this wool, which is very, very soft, it's a 23 micron.
Okay.
For it to be 23, it's fairly soft. It was only, she does a lot of like 10% off, 25% off, but I think it was like maybe $23 for
Oh,
it.
that's not bad at all.
Yeah. I got, when I was starting up my Etsy shop, I ended up getting 7 pounds of wool for like, I think even after shipping, it was like $87.
Oh, that
Which
sounds
is like
amazing.
a heck of a deal. So
Yeah.
when I go buy like a bulk of just undyed wool, she is my go-to.
Okay, that's awesome.
That is Shep's Wool off of Etsy.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like awesome, and it arrives really, really quick too. I think it only took maybe, which I'm thinking, where's she at? I think she's somewhere in the Midwest, maybe.
Oh, so closer to me then.
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to think. No, she's in North Carolina. Never mind. She's in North Carolina. I was trying to think. I got where I got the dye from mixed up with where she was at. But I mean, even still in North Carolina, I received it in like 2 days.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It was fairly quick.
I think one of the things that's kind of holding me back from actually getting started with the dyeing is that I keep saying, oh, I need to go get some supplies. Like I found in my cupboard an unused salad spinner that it'd been up there like 8 years and I hadn't used. So I snagged that. But like, I don't know if you would ever consider doing a video like from your kitchen, just like, here's what you need. Like you need tongs, you need because that's what's keeping me from going on the next step is like I know that I need to go like to a Walmart or to a thrift store and just get like, I don't know, tubs or whatever, but I'm just like, I don't know what to get.
You don't know what to get.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can definitely, that will give me, if you can wait until February where I can on some content, I can definitely do a video on that. See, and I'll kind of give you like a little quick what you need right now.
Okay.
So what I started off there, it also depends on like the technique that you're wanting to try. So you are definitely going to need some vinegar or citric acid, something acidic.
Got that.
Of course, your dye. Now, depending on the technique that you're wanting, whether you want to do like a low immersion or use like water with it to dye, you are going to definitely need some kind of pan. They recommend using, you know, those hot bar pans. They do recommend using those. Now, what I did just to get me by and get started was I took a tin pan and used that.
Okay.
Now, if you're dyeing a lot like I was doing, eventually it's going to wear out. But just if you're dyeing just to get by, it will get you by. I also picked up, which is not the best, one of those turkey pans from, I think it was Dollar General, and it was like $15, but that you really don't want to use that because I think it has like, it gives the fiber a metallic smell to it.
Oh, okay.
So I think some of the metal might seep in.
Okay.
So yeah, there's definitely a certain type of metal that you do have to use, and most people, the hot bar hot bar pans, which you can pick up off of online, or you can also find off of flea markets. Tongs, you can use tongs, and then also if you want to a spoon, you can use that, but that's very like minimum, which
Okay.
and then salad spinner if you're wanting to go that route. You don't need one, but they do come in handy. Be a bin to kind of wash the dye out of it. But
I
again,
don't know if I would have ran out and bought one, but since there was one in my cupboard that was like, we were cleaning cupboards and we're going to take everything to the thrift store. And so I was like, oh, I'm snagging this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They definitely, especially yarn isn't so bad, but when it does come to the fiber, it does come in handy because again, you don't want to agitate your fiber a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So sitting there wringing it out can really, agitate it and make it mat up and stuff. But my favorite technique is doing like a tie-dye technique.
Okay.
So you can get some of those like little squirt bottles, and
I found some of those too.
yeah, that is honestly my favorite technique because I feel like which they also call it, I think, like kettling or steaming. There's a few different things that people call it. But you'll dye it with whatever, and then you'll roll it up, put it in a like Ziploc bag, and then steam it for 20 minutes. Now, I think I have told you, I'm sorry if this is like
no, I love, like, when I want to know about something, I want to know all of the details all at once.
Right. I'm trying not to like go into like an hour-long seminar, but also trying to like give you like this is what you need type of thing. But the tie-dye, I feel like it really, you can kind of control your colors a little bit and not everything's emerging together and becoming a mess.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I feel like it's a lot easier. Hey, there's my thummies. But yeah, it just really depends on the technique and what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know if you've heard of Kim Knits.
Yes. I follow her. Yep.
Yes, she does a lot of amazing videos, and the techniques that I've been trying, that's who I learned from.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just kind of like a quick little, I guess, rundown.
No, I appreciate that.
So, yeah, I know that was kind of probably like taking you through a whirl. Yeah, rabbit hole path, twist and turn thingy there, but yeah.
I will follow you, Sid.
Somebody's following me.
I will follow you down that rabbit hole.
Sometimes I feel like, I'm not even following myself. Like, what did you just say?
I can relate to that.
Like, does that make sense? Am I explaining this good enough?
My problem is I just get so excited sometimes about something,
right.
And then I just I try to say everything about everything, and people sometimes, I think I can see them glazing over when I'm talking.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not the best at explaining things, and then it makes me nervous, which makes me like even more nervous. So I'm trying to explain something, I'm trying to be mindful about it, but the more mindful I become, the more nervous.
The worse it gets.
Yeah, it's just like this circle of like, do what? Slow down.
That's funny.
Slow down. Yeah. Oh man.
Do you have all your Christmas shopping done?
I've had that done for like a month.
Nice.
Yeah. Good morning, the Bud Files. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I was like, I'm always that person that starts in like July, August. Get it over
nice.
Get it over and done with. So we collect where we sell our chicken eggs. We collect money throughout the year, and then that goes towards our daughter's Christmas.
Nice.
So yeah.
This year was like a gift card year for us. Like, so we have a daughter and her boyfriend, and then we have one niece and one nephew, and then Rod's parents. And the niece and nephew are like 20 and 21, or like 19 and 20. I'm not sure what the age is there, but I have in the past got like, I don't know, this was just a year where I'm like, everybody's, not my daughter and her boyfriend, but everybody else got gift cards. I was like, this is what my mental capacity is this year. And I did not crochet any gifts for anybody. Like I did last year, I did stocking caps and I was just like, no, nobody's getting any this year.
It's stressful. It's stressful. I didn't do, the only thing that I did was whatever that was commissioned. That's it. They wanted to do it as a Christmas gift, that was on them. But I haven't done crocheting, knitting Christmas gifts in a few years, just because I feel like my mom, she crochets, my grandmother crochets. We've got all these crocheters or fiber enthusiasts in the family that it's like, okay, it can be overbearing when everybody.
Yes.
So, and then just to do, because I have a fairly large family when it comes to nieces and nephews.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think I've got, better off saying that I think my mom has 11 grandkids. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
10 nieces and nephews. So trying to crochet everybody or knit somebody a hat or whatever, it just gets to the point where it's like, is this ever going to end?
You'd almost have to spend all year like doing like one a month, and then you'd be so sick of it.
Yeah. And then I feel bad because what I used to do was I would select one person and then I would make them a blanket. But then I'd feel bad because I made, it felt like I was singling out that person and favoriting that person that year. And I didn't feel very comfortable doing that anymore. And then having to ship it where we're now.
Oh, yeah.
And there's my mom, speaking of the devil.
Well, we got to quit talking about presents then.
Well, yeah, she already knows the deal. So I messaged her this morning because she's got a package that's supposed to be delivered here. That's our Christmas presents today.
Oh.
And so I told her that we wouldn't be home because we've got things to do. And told her that I go live at 10 today. She's like, oh crap, I just got to Walmart and it was 9:30. I'm gonna rush. And I'm like, no, Mom.
There's no reason to.
No need to rush. You want to play. But thank you, Mom, for popping in. How's Walmart?
I hope the checkouts aren't terrible. I mean, we went and did the last of our stuff on Tuesday. And it wasn't terrible. I mean, things were busy in the stores, but it wasn't terrible. But I'm concerned that today it could be absolutely bonkers.
We're gonna go out to eat, and then I've demanded that we go to Hobby Lobby's, Joann's, and Michael's.
Nice.
I am in the hunt of beads because I think you've seen where
yes.
Jewelry wiring.
Yes.
And so I'm on the hunt for beads, and so I've demanded we're going to these 3 places. Luckily they're all right there together, but yeah, my husband's wanting to go to Home Depot, of course.
Yep.
And, do a few other things. So, but my jewelry wiring, the first attempt was like, I looked at first, it was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, this looks really good. And then I looked at it again after I used a different gauge of wiring, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that looked good.
I'm only laughing because it is so easy to do that. Like, I have been so overconfident about certain things, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to do or get into jewelry wiring or wired jewelry, however you want to say that. Jewelry making, whatever, for a few months now. Well, I seen a picture of a horse. Horses are my favorite animal, and turquoise is like my favorite stone, crystal, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, okay, I got to make that. So this was my second
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So I was like, ah, that looks really good because it's going to be a necklace pendant.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good. Let's see if I can do it again. So I was able to do it not once, but twice.
All right. Ah, yeah.
To make matching earrings.
That
So
is good.
I was like, shoot, yeah. And I mean, the only thing that I really used was some needle nose pliers and my hands. So I didn't even have the correct tooling. So I impressed myself.
So you're not showing us the first one?
No, because I've done awesome. Yeah, that one I think was like a 16-inch gauge. So it was fairly thick and it was hard to bend. This one was a 20 gauge. So it was a lot easier to bend, almost to the point where if I bent it too much, it'd snap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's something new that I'm wanting to start for the new year.
That is awesome.
I'm excited about it. Mom said not too bad right now. They said we'll get crazy in about an hour.
I bet, yeah, she was probably smart getting there early, just before the masses come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, mid-afternoon. Oh, that sounds like
Yeah. I'm get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, get myself ready, my daughter ready, get everybody taken care of. We're going to Walmart because I don't do.
No, you don't want to be messing around.
No, especially at Walmart. I mean, I can deal with crowds if, we're out and about eating, stuff like that at the mall. But when it comes to Walmart,
Like you're trying to get down an aisle and you can't because somebody's like got their cart sideways and they're standing over here. And
yeah, and some of the stores, you can't even hardly get 2 buggies down the aisle. So it's,
yes.
Just let me go in the morning. Let's see, what did Meg say? Yeah, I had a few years I couldn't afford gifts, so I made something for everyone, and it was not a fun experience. I knew some of them weren't super thrilled with the gifts, but it was still, I think, just as much work. So I don't know. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the thing I've just come to realize. And I know, like, I have really cut back on making my daughter stuff because, I mean, she was always very appreciative, but there was just like, she's like, yeah, I just don't need 14 things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's blankets here. Everybody makes blankets. And it gets to a point where it's like, got enough blankets. Thank you, but I got enough blankets. I'm always thankful because to me, it's the thought that counts.
Yes, 100%.
But sometimes it's like, where am I going to put this now? Who's going to use it? Whose bed is it going to stay on,
Yes.
Yeah, I ended up last year, my husband got me one of those knitting machines, a Centro, and then things are just friggin' aggravating. Yeah, last week I wanted to throw out the window because I was so irritated with it. You can't use but certain red heart with it.
Okay.
And I'm very, very stubborn when it comes to those type of things. I'm going to make it work. I don't care if I've got to sit here all day. I'm going to make it work. Well, it kicked my butt, so couldn't make it work.
So the machine won. You did not.
The machine won, and so but I ended up last year making a bunch of hats because I was planning on donating them to like a church or somewhere around here, but I just got to the point where I didn't do that. And they were just sitting in my craft room, and I was going through things, and I told my husband because he was just telling me that a bunch of the guys were like bundled up and act like they were freezing and everything, and he's out there like with no jacket on, wearing shorts and a short sleeve. And so I was like, okay, well then you can take all these hats and give them to the guys at work.
Yeah.
And there was like 15 or 20 of them. They're like, oh, thank God, type of thing. And so then I had some of them ask if I can make more.
Oh, that's nice though.
Yeah, so that's how I ended up making them 7 hats.
That's funny though. But
Mom
you
said,
never know. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
I guess probably not everyone's wife dyes spins and makes them their own like merino wool hat to
Right,
wear.
right. Yeah, like one of them asked if, because down here it's like we're in the South, football, sports, football.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so a lot of the guys there, they're more into college football.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gamecock is down here,
Okay.
which is black and a like burgundy color.
Okay.
So that's what I had. Yeah, this color right here. So I had to make, what was it, 6 hats in those colors, and then 1 hat in Clemson, which was purple and orange.
Okay.
So, but where I was going with that, I'm having my scroll moments. Where I was going with that was one of the guys was asking if I can make a blanket. My
Oh.
husband told him that, well, yeah, but you got to pay for it. And then there was nothing more said after that. I'm not.
It's so much time and so much yarn involved, and that's the thing. People, if they've never done it, they just have no clue what's involved. Yeah, it's a blanket, you know.
Yeah, yeah, no. I've gotten to the point where now, um, I've gotten so irritated with people that actually know that have asked me to make things and they say that they're going to pay me for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I'm not handing anything off to you unless you pay me.
Yeah.
But the problem is okay, I'm willing to make it. I make it and I feel like as if I can trust you if I make it. And then it gets to the point where you've asked them 3 times if they're going to
Mm-hmm.
pay for it and nothing comes about it. So I've
Yep.
gotten to the point where now it's, I'm asking for commission at least to cover the materials.
That's smart.
And then, yeah, because I'm gotten to the point where even the people that I know and I feel like I can trust,
Yeah.
that, don't do
Well,
it. So,
you have to think about it. I mean, we're basically, when you agree to make something for someone, you're basically extending them a line of credit because your time and your supplies are going into it.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's basically like credit, giving them a line of credit until they pay.
It's aggravating, especially when you go through it a few times. It gets aggravating because not only have you wasted my money,
Mm-hmm.
you also, because now I've got to see if I can even sell this,
Yeah.
but you also wasted my time.
Yep.
And it's just one of those
Well,
moments.
and it also kind of takes away from like the time you could have been doing to put something on Etsy or whatever. So it's kind of like money lost in that aspect too.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, I've gotten to the point now, unless it's my mom, of course. She asked me to make the cow and the cow. She hasn't paid me, but she's getting there. I'm just like, I don't care. I know
Yeah.
eventually you're going to pay me or you're going to pay me in a different way. So,
Yep. Yep.
she's the only person that I'm lenient on.
Willing to give credit to.
Everybody else, it's you need to pay.
Skeptical. Yep.
Yeah. So, I hate being that way, but I've
But
also,
yep, you can't. You have to take protections. You really do.
right. But she said, I promise I will pay. If not, Mom, I know where you live and I know where you sleep.
Can we heart that? No, I can't. I guess as a chatter, I can't heart it.
It might take me a few hours to get there, but I know where you live and I know where you sleep. If not, I know where I know where, what am I trying to say here? I know people that know where you live, aka family.
Yeah.
She said, well, I spoke too soon. I got in the slowest lane and she was almost finished with the checkout and it canceled my whole order. So now they have to type it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
that is, at least they're able to print out a slip and they don't have to
Yeah.
that is aggravating. Aggravating. And then what did Meg say?
Yeah, she looks like she's frustrated with the Centro as well.
Yeah. She said centros are not worth it. LOL. I made scarves and hats for my nephews last year. I did the first scarf on the centro and it looked so bad, so I pulled it out. I also have a vintage bond knitting machine and I ripped the centro scarf out and redid it on that one. Night and day difference. I have no desire to use the centro again. I keep it for my kids to play with in the future. Yeah, they're aggravating. They're so finicky about what yarn you can use. Even I've heard that the adding machines are like that too, and the adding machines they're pricey.
Oh yeah, I think I've kind of seen that. I don't have either one. I mean, sometimes when I watch videos, I'm like, ooh, that's tempting, but I'm also like, I don't need another hobby. Like I have so many.
Yeah. The only reason why I was interested in getting the knitting machine was because, for one, if I wanted to make a hat or just have something to do, I could work it up real quick.
Yeah.
But, you sit there for 30 minutes to an hour making a hat, and you, like, if you use the red heart or a yarn that's not working, then you've got to sit there and try to pick up stitches that have been dropped, or there's another thing that happens, that where the yarn doesn't want to flip over. I can't remember what it's called, but you've got to fix it or else it just looks like a twisted stitch.
Oh.
That's very, very aggravating. So yeah, that's what I was dealing with the red heart, and I was to the point where I was about to throw it out the window. I hate this stupid thing. Just work with me, please. Yeah. So, well, I think it is about that time.
Well, I hope you guys have a good time today, and I hope, there aren't a lot of crowds and you find exactly what you're shopping for.
I hope so too. We haven't decided where we're going to eat, so that's going to be he wants to go to Texas Roadhouse, and I'm like, I want something different. I want something where I can't make it home, or we can't get, I'm at that point right now, and I've been like this for the last like month and a half, of like, I have a hard time just wanting to cook because I'm so tired of making the same things.
Yes.
And it's just like to the point where I don't even want to eat because I'm tired of eating the same thing. So, yeah.
I get it.
If I ask for him to cook, he's fine. I mean, he's wonderful when it comes to that aspect, a lot of aspects, but it just gets to the point where it's like, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat this. I don't want to eat that.
Well, good luck figuring out what restaurant to go to then.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you have a wonderful time recording.
Hopefully it'll go smooth. Hopefully the audio will record. Hopefully, I won't just see, any of those common mistakes. So it should be fine.
Having to stop and start again, stop and start again. Yeah. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a Merry Christmas. And I know I have a few new things coming up for the new year I'm excited about. But we will catch you guys in the next live. We do these lives together every third Saturday of the month.
Yep.
Next month will be on Shannon's channel. So I hope to see you guys there. And I think
and I think that'll actually be our year anniversary of doing these in January.
Yep. Nightbot getting on my mom again. Nightbot does not like my mom, but Nightbot did drop your link not too long ago. So before we do leave, Marie's is asking if you do have a pattern. I know you have a video.
I do. Let me see.
I just read what Nightbot said to my mom.
What?
Teresa Ball, I could do this all day. Stop spamming caps warning.
Oh, that's
Mom,
funny. What
Mom,
did she say?
I don't know. I just seen where it like put her in timeout, I guess, and deleted all of her messages.
Oh no.
So I don't
Do you know
know.
what I have found in like some of my comments that get flagged that I don't see right away? Like they go into that that area where it's like held messages, you know. I have noticed when people, I'm assuming like me, are typing on their phone, and if there is like a period and then another word, it takes it as like a URL, and it will oftentimes like hold that. So if I was saying, I love your channel, Sid, and then I put a period and started saying another word, like
Yeah.
whatever, it would be like Sid dot going, you know, and then it would flag that as a URL that's like not a safe URL.
That's weird. She said Christmas in caps. Well,
she said Christmas?
Yeah, Merry Christmas in caps. So that's what it was in caps. Yeah, with Nightbot, you've got to like, if you can't use caps, some people have it set like where you have on your channel where you can't use a certain words.
Yep.
They've also got where you can only use so many emojis. That's the ones that I know of. But yeah, Nightbot can be very, very pain in the butt. That's why some people call him Nightbutt.
That's funny. I haven't heard that.
So.
Okay, I'm going to try to put a link to my hat, Beanie. We'll see if it flies. Okay, it seemed to work.
I need to probably make my mom a moderator.
Yep. So she doesn't get in trouble anymore.
Yeah. That is a moderator.
Yeah, she was just excited saying Merry Christmas.
Okay, Mom, it should pop up that you are a moderator now. After that, then we'll get off. But Shannon did drop a link to the hat where she's talked about what she does with her hat. For those who are wondering,
it's like any beanie, any yarn. It's just more about the technique of it and just making the measurements how you want them. So super easy.
Yeah, that's the hats that I was doing. I finally figured out the right measurement. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use the same stitch count for every single one. So,
you know what? There is nothing wrong with doing that.
No, that's also a little insight to my tutorials that are coming up. Good morning, Nina. Merry Christmas. How are you? My tutorials that will be coming up, two of them where they look almost identical. Sorry, I just got a message from my mom.
Okay.
But the brim and where I've decreased, I just use the same footage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what's the point of...
If you're doing the same thing, yeah, why would you do it twice?
Yeah. And the same color, so there's a kind of like...
That was smart.
If you see it a little bit wonky in the second tutorial, then that's probably why, but I tried to edit it as best as I possibly can.
I think that's working smart.
Yes, because I was like, I'm not going to sit here and spend 30 minutes just to do the brim and record it. And I've already got footage. But, alrighty. Well, again, thank you all for coming in.
Yes, thank you.
All have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you guys on Shannon's channel next month. Do you know the date?
I don't offhand, but it'll be the third Saturday of the month.
Which is January 18th is when we will be live on Shannon's channel.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.